No Cole, no problem? Yeah, right. Let's break it down. All right, Chelsea fans, here's the deal. With or without Cole is the question to be. And if we are to be without Cole, we're screwed. Let's just be honest. Cole running it back after a brilliant breakout season, potentially going out the knock, something that we're going to have to manage. And the biggest thing I think we have to look at is like, what does Chelsea look like without Cole Palmer? Do we have a ready-made replacement? Who would slot in and in that 10 spot for Chelsea? And how much momentum and productivity would we lose? Well, it's pretty simple in two ways that you look at it. One, there's really only two people that have been playing the number 10 this season under Maresca. And the first one is actually Joao Felix. He is the one who has been playing the majority of the 10 role when we're in the Conference League. Outside of that, I think we all know and believe that Christopher Nkunku can play that, yet he's been playing striker for Maresca when he comes in. So it's a little bit of a different area, a little bit of a different role for him, but not something that I still think he is, still something he could do within that role. He came in late on that run against Bournemouth to have that tap in, which again would be more of a midfield play. So Cole, we got 7 goals on the season. All 7 are from his left foot. A little bit of a one-dimensional player, but hey, we're getting there. We're figuring it out. None from the penalty spot. Would love to see a little bit more. He's got 5 assists. So you're looking at 12 goal involvements from Cole Palmer alone. What would it take to replace it? Well, again, Joao Felix coming in the Premier League. He's played some in the Premier League, but most of his minutes, as we all know, are coming from the Conference League. Is that something that he's going to be ready to jump into, right? I'm not 100% sure. So in the Conference League, he's got 2 goals from 2 matches, which is great, right? And he's got no assists. He's got 0.34 expected assists, so that is definitely not where he's best at. I mean, the expected goals are 1.34, but there's a Conference League curve. You can't just throw him into Arsenal this weekend and expect him to bag another goal. It's just different. It's not going to happen. I was never thrilled at bringing Joao Felix back. I think it was, I don't know. I think it was more about getting Conor Gallagher off the books rather than getting Joao Felix, the player we had to have on. And so I really want to see Nkunku come in, right? Christopher Nkunku, Christo, as he's affectionately known. He's got 2 goals already this season, right, in the Conference League. No assists. He's just not getting a lot of minutes, right? Just overall, 141 minutes across 2 matches in the Conference League. When you flip it over to the Premier League this season, again, 9 played, but only 1 start, 162 minutes. So I don't know if Nkunku is injured, they're trying to manage minutes, or what's going on, but it's got to be a concern. We signed the Bundesliga Golden Boot winner. He was injured most of last season, and he can't get in. I can understand if he's not getting in at the 10, but like Nico Jackson could definitely get some minutes competition there. I don't think I want to see Joao Felix there at the weekend, and so I'll be really interested to see how this team lines up against FC Noah, knowing that you've got a huge match against Arsenal as well. The Conference League, we're in the table. We're doing fine. It's an Armenian team. Obviously, if you look at the head-to-head, everything on paper screams Chelsea continuing to advance, even with the wholesale changes that Maresca is making, even Jorgensen coming in goal, even with probably Vega playing, because now you've got players like Enzo Fernandez that are also in the second 11, apparently. Joao Felix isn't the answer. Will Nkunku be the answer? I think if one of them don't play tomorrow against FC Noah, that will tell you exactly who's going to play against Arsenal. Maybe they just play them both and they gamble on Cole's fitness. I don't know. But when you don't need both of those players to beat a team, I don't know why you would risk it when you have to take on Arsenal at the weekend. Other than that, like, you're not going to replace Cole Palmer. It is a little bit tongue in cheek. the guy is just the kid. I shouldn't even call him a guy. Kid is continuing to just have a wonder season. I do think he's getting a little bit predictable. Again, 7 goals, 7 with his left foot. You got to come up with something different. Be a threat in a different way. But I'm not going to sit here and tell him how to do his job any better, because obviously he is doing it at an extremely high level. One thing I also want to point out here is Chelsea's having to manage minutes within the Premier League and Conference League this season. The wholesale 11 changes from match to match, I don't know if that's the best way forward. Obviously, gambled against Newcastle, ended up it not working out, right? Losing 2-0. They played their strongest 11. Obviously, it's a priority for them. My concern is if we pick up a big injury, like heaven forbid Cole, Reece James goes down again, someone in midfield, right? Are we really have the depth to come in and play? And when you just see the different lineups that we have, it doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. So I'm trying to figure out, and you guys let me know in the comments, it feels like two different teams completely, right? Like we see 11 changes on the app. We all see it. They're like, hey, 11 changes today, another 11 changes. At some point, Maresca's got to blend some of these players into that first team squad. We can't keep having Kieran Dewsbury Hall play next to Enzo Fernandez one week, and then he plays next to Cassidy the next week. And then, who knows who he's going to play against. Or maybe he's playing left wing or right wing this week, because we're just kind of shoehorning 11 different players in. Renato Vega's playing left back one week, and now all of a sudden he's in the center mid next, Enzo Fernandez the next. There needs to be, I think, some better meshing, and we need to see earlier subs and better subs, because Disasi not playing, Benoit Badiashile not playing anywhere close to consistency. If there's a point where we need them this season, they're going to have no chemistry with the players who are starting week in, week out. Again, Tosin Adarabioyo, he's blended a little bit, but the rigidity in which we have two separate teams, I think, is going to actually be a liability for the squad. As we get later in the season, you're going to end up having fatigue. You're going to have to rotate. Heaven forbid, you're going to have injuries, but the way the recent history has gone, Chelsea are 100% going to have injuries. And I just would like to see Maresca blend the squad in the Premier League a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying wholesale changes, but we need to start to see some consistency in our subs, who's coming in. I think a lot of people are surprised to see Mudryk come in against Manchester United, for example. When you have the bench that you have and the decisions that are being made, I don't think it's the long-term solution, because they are completely separate. They have no chemistry between each other, and it's almost like they're going to play two completely different what I would say is just like teams. Like they could be training separately, and that would almost make sense, because like Joao Felix isn't seeing the pitch with Cole Palmer. Joao Felix isn't seeing the pitch with Madueke. And it was Jadon Sancho, now Pedro Neto. He's not seeing the pitch with Nico Jackson. Like, these are the things that are come back to haunt us. And when we see our defensive line with West Fofana Cole not have a good day out against United, again, like, where's your backup plan? Where is your contingency plan so that you can have a ready-made backup to slot in? And I just don't see it. Late match against United, what was your spark? Right? What was your creative, how are we going to change it? Well, Enzo Fernandez came in and Mudryk came on. Like that, to me, that wasn't the play. But when you look at the bench, no Nkunku, no Joao Felix. I mean, what are you resting them for Noah? I'm worried. I'm a little bit worried about the squad management and the extreme rotation. Not only you need to play your Premier League players and the Conference League, obviously, it's more about getting some of those players mixed in to the Premier League squad and what they do. Just think ahead to Arsenal. I mean, Nkunku's the player. I don't know if you're putting Mudryk in over Nkunku. if I'm in that spot. So anyways, let me know what you think. Again, I think the over rotation is actually becoming a bit of a liability, and it's too aggressive. So anyways, last thing I just want to touch on is that midfield balance. So Enzo Fernandez looks like he's officially been dropped for Romeo Lavia. They're going to go with this, I guess you call it like a double pivot with 2 6s in there. Aggressive ball winners, interceptions, win the ball back with Caicedo and Lavia. We spent over $100 million on Enzo, chased him that entire window, post World Cup after he won it with Argentina. And it just seems crazy that, Matt Law was just talking with Nick about this in the Tchouameni deal, if that even makes sense. And Matt's like, no. But at the same time, Enzo Fernandez almost feels like he doesn't have a home within this team. If you're going to play with a back 6 that all they're there for is to defend and win the ball back and then just play it forward to the front 4 and let them come up with something, obviously support from the fullbacks bombing on, it just doesn't and there's no goal threats there. I know. Moy just scored. Banger. Love it. But he's like Conte. He's not known for his goals. That was a bonus. That was a nice to have. Lavia, granted, he had a nice placed curler against us when Southampton a few seasons ago. The goal threat isn't there from him. So now we're relying on 4 players to carry our team offensively. It's a concern. And so the midfield balance, like I said, it's good in terms of interceptions and winning the ball back in tackles. But now we're back to having no real attacking threat. We're having no real ability to create that extra layer of danger like I think the teams around us have. Cole Palmer, everything's on the weight of his shoulders. Everything comes down to the scan. They're going to wrap him in cotton wool this week. Not going to probably train much at Cobham. Just make sure that he's 100% ready for Arsenal at the weekend. Again, if he's not, I'll be interested to see if it's Felix or Nkunku coming in for him. Hope it's Nkunku. Let's see. But overall, midfield, man, what a headache you're making for yourself if you got Enzo on your bench now and you got a $100+ million player. Maresca captained him at the beginning of the season. So now we're getting into Reece is staying healthy, but we're getting into captain issues if Reece is out. I just don't know what to do for ourselves. So yeah, you got Cassidy, you got Vega who can play in the midfield. We'll see. I guess we're blessed with riches, right? Is that the way we should look at it? I guess that's a good way of putting it. But anyways, didn't want to talk too much about FC. No, it seems like a formality at this point. The Conference League, the only thing I need are clean sheets from both the Premier League squad and the Conference League squad. Not good enough in either department. Hopefully we can get that sorted out. And then that'll make our lives a heck of a lot easier because right now the goals aren't exactly flowing. So we need that defensive line to lock it up. So anyways, 2 more matches this week, right? Keep them flowing. Thursday, Sunday. Lock in for the preview ahead of the big one against Arsenal at the weekend with CFC Central. And subscribe if you haven't. Hey, let me know in the comments. Are we over-rotating? I think yes. But until next time, Chelsea fans, you know what to do. Keep the blue flag flying high.